Not much, man. How are you?
Good to see ya.
Something's not right. So I'm riding with my buddy Brad. Really happy that he's come to join me. He's asked that I not use his real name, so out of respect I won't call him Brad. I'm going to refer to him as Angela Lansbury. We didn't stay in that cabin. There was one more behind that we called the death cabin. It had no running water, no electricity.
One of the iconic landmarks of Duluth is its lift bridge.
Ride safe. This is, you're looking at 10% of the world's fresh water.
Today was a particularly good day. I got to ride through northern Minnesota, which is one of my absolute favorite places on earth.
Okay guys, continuing with the theme of this whole ride of visiting people who've spent a lifetime learning a trade or a craft or a science and passing it on to others. I'm here camping in Bayfield, Wisconsin, just south of Lake Superior, which holds 10% of the world's fresh water. Did you know that? You do now. And I ran into a couple of really cool gentlemen, and I didn't even catch your first name.
Dave.
Dave. I ran into Dave, and he has, you were a science teacher.
Correct, for 32 years.
Much like Mr. Corton, who you guys just watched, about the same length of career, you know, helping people get on with their lives and decide what they want to do, but also, you know, fostering those synapses in the brain, and people go and do whatever they want with that. But it's a powerful thing. Dave, you have a YouTube channel teaching science to young people.
Yeah, middle school students, and it's all related to life science, so nature, and it's called Mr. Rafferty's Naturehood.
Okay.
And yeah, check it out. I have 3 seasons of varying lengths. So
awesome.
Yeah.
So if any of you guys, I know some of you are parents like me, if you have middle schoolers or just know someone in your life, a niece, a nephew, who's interested in science and is in that ballpark, go check it out.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, you bet.
Appreciate it.
It's nice to
All right.
meet you.
Yeah, nice to meet you too. Have a good journey.
Take care.
Okay.
Is that a good sign? Any of you sailors out there have a saying for a sun like that in the morning?
Okay, so day 10, I think that's right. Today's going to be fun for me. I'm going to a place I've been before. Some of you may have dug way deep in the library of Urban Monk TV and found a video of a ride around Lake Superior that I did with Angela Lansbury and my buddy Matt. I think 2015 I did that. Anyways, and I don't know where we're going other than east. I don't have a camping reservation tonight, nor a hotel reservation. I just know which direction I have to go. So we'll see how far I get. But we're headed to Michigan. I know that. Kind of my loose rule is be on the road by 8 o'clock at the latest. And that is proving difficult here because another loose rule is don't put the tent away wet. And it rained off and on last night, and as you can see, it's clearly just really, really humid. I mean, we're near 100% humidity here, and it's not drying. So I'm gonna have to shake it off and roll it up, and hopefully tonight I get an opportunity to get that thing set up early enough to dry out, and hopefully it doesn't turn into a musty, stinky mess. But at some point you got to get on the road. And then just one more thing I wanted to mention is how I live in the Southwest. I'm on the ocean. It's beautiful where I live in Southern California, and of course the weather is fantastic year round. But what we don't get is this rich green, because we don't have soil the soil underneath those trees is blacker than the stuff you get out of a bag of potting soil at the gardening store. It's so rich and so nutritious, and there's so much moisture. I miss this deep, rich green. Of course, I know what this looks like in the winter, not like this. Pretty gray, pretty barren, and very cold. But this time of year, it's incredible. I imagine when we die, these are the guys that take our precious little bodies and put them back to the earth. It's gross, or it's beautiful. Cycle of life stuff. Depends on how you want to look at it. Everything is so sticky this morning.
Hi.
You're just doing the bike today?
Yeah, I guess so. Well,
Yeah.
so never done this.
Okay.
If I go out right around the island, how long am I stuck out there? Can I get back and on my
Every boat
way?
runs every half hour after 10 a.m. till 6:30. Then it goes 7:30, 8:30, and 9:30 is the last boat.
Okay, so if I go out now, how long does it take to ride around the island?
Like an hour, maybe an hour and a half.
And
Max 2 hours.
then the max I wait for a ferry back is a half hour, you said?
Yeah, they run every half hour.
Okay, great.
All right, so just, you want a round trip?
Yeah,
Sounds good.
I'm not gonna move to the island, so
32.50, but you could buy over there. That's why I asked.
I understand.
32.50, take Visa, MasterCard, or cash. All right.
How fun. Do they tie it down or is it just...
You mean the island?
No, the bike.
Oh, I thought I was like, it's an island. I was like, okay. No, you hold on to it. You have to put your kickstand up, do what you gotta do. You park it.
Okay.
They'll just pay attention to them and they'll tell you how to do it.
Okay,
That's
great.
a copy of your receipt, and this is your ticket. You're gonna hand this to the boat crew.
Okay.
Thank you. Have a good one.
You too. Okay, I'm waiting to get on the ferry to Madeline Island, which is one of the Apostle Islands on the south side of Lake Superior and on the north end of the state of Wisconsin, up near the town of Bayfield. These ferries are located in Bayfield, and I don't know if you guys can see, but the island is out there beyond that ferry boat. like that turquoise door. Man, there is something very on Golden Pond about that place. Love it. Life on Madeline Island looks pretty stressful. Golf course. Where you find humans, you find the golf courses. Well, in the tradition of, I guess I've established a tradition of visiting cemeteries, but this one is unique in that there were Catholic missionaries who established this cemetery in 1836, according to the plaque. And the little houses were used as markers instead of gravestones, and food would be put in there, and for the 4-day journey, you know, to the afterlife. And then my understanding is that there is one here that is defaced. I don't know which that would be. Let me look here for a second. Sorry about the lawnmower. I can't enter the cemetery. Only family members are allowed to go in, but from here I'm reading born 1870, died 1888. Looks like the last name of Beloit. Not sure. A lot of Belgians and French settled this area. So a lot of French names. And of course, the further we go east, the closer we get to French-speaking Canada. These are all gifts, I assume, that are left to help in the afterlife, or as good juju, so to speak. Very cool. Yeah, Madeline Island right away. Fidget spinner. Thank you, son. Madeline Island delivers immediately. Extremely high cool factor. So I got to get around this island. I can't be here too long, but gosh, this is neat. These are some very old graves. These people lived out their lives in completely different times, but in this exact same space. Hard to imagine today. Okay, so I'm going to read this plaque while I show you this spot. Michel Cadeau, a French-Canadian trader, built a post on this site about 1792. From his wife Madeline, daughter of the Chippewa chief White Crane, the island takes its present name. The official French fort La Pointe was built in 1718, about 500 feet west. Let's see, west. I'm pointed about straight west. So it was right there, essentially. Heavy. Its commandants were Saint Pierre, Linctot, La Ronde, Marine, and Beaubassin, the last of whom retired in 1759. That's pretty cool. across these bottles on a post. There's 3 of them. Struck me. If anybody knows what the tradition or point of this is, feel free to leave it in the comments. Just curious if it's purely art or if there's some other purpose. Nice quiet little beach. Got half a mind to put my swimsuit on and go swimming, but honestly, I am not using my time wisely today. I mean, I'm seeing what I want to see, but look at the clarity of that water. We've got to protect stuff like this, folks. Need to keep it clean like this. I know one thing they really struggle with is zebra mussels are these foreign species that get into the ballast tanks of big freighters that travel from the oceans of the world up the St. Lawrence and into the Great Lakes. They go to Duluth, but at some point they drain their ballast tanks and they put those zebra mussels into the environment, and they're screwing up this ecosystem. I just felt the water and it's pretty cold. I mean, this is a big, deep body of water, and even by late July it isn't entirely warmed up, so it's swimmable, but for the hardy. Good?
Just wait till it goes in there.
Okay.
Go for it. He's waiting on you.
Oh, okay, thanks.
He's waiting on you.
Well, as much as I would love to stop and eat at a restaurant here, I'm mismanaging my time. I've got to get down the road further than I am. Stopping here at Madeline Island was not exactly an efficient use of my time, but I think it was a very high quality use of my time. So I'm thinking I'll eat on the ferry. So I grabbed some smoked fish and just a grab and go thing with some hard-boiled eggs and some smoked meats and things, but the smoked fish I'm really looking forward to. It's Lake Superior whitefish that's been smoked locally, so here I go. Lunchtime on the ferry. Another big truck coming on.
Gotta try some of this smoked fish while I'm here. That's so good. That's gotta be hickory or oak. I think it's hickory. It's really good. So we're docking, I hopped on the bike and I'm just holding the rear brake with my foot. I'm imagining it's going to be a pretty smooth dock, but just in case, I figure it's good practice. They tell all the cars to set their brakes, but I don't have a parking brake, so I can't imagine it's going to be a big deal, but probably prudent. Actually, I had shut the video off, but we just docked and we hit it, you know, hard enough to where it might have rolled my bike forward off its kickstand if I wasn't on the brake. So I was very happy I was on the brake, to be honest. The other cars were all lurching around. Bayfield, which is really quaint and fun also. If you don't want to go over to Madeline Island, this is still worth visiting. But I got to get on South 13, which I am on clearly, and I need to make some miles. I was passing this steam engine, and I love steam engines. I really want to build one. But I was reading about it. It was used to power a sawmill, a very large sawmill. From like 1912, it was made by Alice Chambers, which was a long-running company. And look at that flywheel. I mean, holy. Precision machinery. Yeah, if you're within an inch or so, you're close enough. That is a big flywheel. discreet here for other diners at this venue, but 6 years ago I came around Lake Superior, circumnavigating the lake with my buddies. Again, I've already mentioned that. The video is back in my library, back in the history. But we stopped in Marquette, Michigan, right on the south side of the lake, at a steakhouse, and we couldn't remember the name of it. Well, I found the place again. It's called Chop House, and I'm back there and really excited for my steak. But first, starting with a nice Caesar salad with some nice anchovy fillets on it. Admittedly, I'm dressed a bit scrubby for an establishment like this, and I know that. And it's one of those things that I struggle with when motorcycling. You know, I want to wear all the gear, I want to be safe, but I like nice restaurants. Nice restaurants tend to have real nutrition on the plate. Something green and something hickory smoked. Ribeye. Marquette Port. I don't know if they load anything there anymore at all. There's a lot of vegetation growing up. It looks disused, but clearly I'm guessing iron ore, given the red rocks that I've passed around here. I'm thinking this is a very iron-rich area. Just a guess. I actually have not done the research on that yet, but when you see red rocks, you got to think iron. So, and we're not all that far from all of the steel making over on Lake Erie. I've gone from some of the hottest weather I've ridden in to being a little cold now, but I'm between Great Lakes. Lake Michigan is south of me, Lake Superior is north of me, and suddenly the temperatures are, well, something I'm a little bit more used to up here in this part of the country, but I wouldn't typically wear a mesh jacket in this weather. But as I mentioned in my packing video, it's one jacket for this whole trip, so I got a lot of layers, putting another layer on, and I'll be fine. This one last look at Lake Superior here before I move south. That's where I'm taking you guys. Frankly, if I had my way, I'd be taking you further east and staying with Lake Superior and crossing over into Canada at Sault Ste. Marie, but that's not going to happen because I can't cross into Canada. So the destination is Maine, and so I gotta head south eventually, so I'm gonna cut south now and head to the north shore of Lake Michigan. Okay, I am settled into another camp spot. I went again with National Forestry land, this time an established campground with a fee, but I do have the annual pass, which gets me a discount on the fee. And it was just super convenient. It's 3 miles off of the main path. So I'm set up here again in a very nice camp spot with a fire ring, and there's my tent, and there's the strum. I'm transferring files as we speak. And what can I say? The Upper Peninsula Michigan is wonderful. I'm a little disappointed that I didn't make Copper Harbor. It would have added 5 hours to my day. And when I went to Madeline Island, that kind of killed Copper Harbor. Not kind of, it did. But I've been up Copper Harbor before. So, you know, I've been there, and it's awesome. I highly recommend it. What else is there to say about day 10? I stayed dry again. There were storms threatening, and I just seemed to be skirting around them all the time. So I I ended yesterday kind of melancholy. I think that had a lot to do with the fact that I am missing my family, and I think it also had quite a bit to do with being in northern Minnesota, a place that I have so much history in, and I miss it. And so then I went through there, and we went pretty slow, but of course I could stay for weeks and never be satisfied. So that is what it is. I have to just live with that and move on. Oh, this camp spot's pretty nice. There's actually a little river down there that and a walking path to it, although I am quite concerned about Lyme's disease up here, and I try to stay out of the thick stuff. I have gotten a deer tick before and had that bullseye pattern develop at the bite site and had to go on antibiotics. I was okay. I didn't get Lyme's disease, but I really don't want that disease. So I'm just going to stay up here, where things are clear and enjoy the forest and my campfire and my smoked Lake Superior whitefish, and I'll have some coffee in the morning. So that's it. Thanks. Day 10. Tomorrow heading down toward Detroit. I got to get around Lake Erie, so it's time to make my way around. In a perfect world, I'd be going into Canada and straight across, but after COVID, it is an imperfect world. So we make concessions. Thanks for joining me, you guys.